Well, hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me. Really do appreciate your time. Tonight, we are talking about the case of Jack and Lilly Sullivan, ages 4 and 6 years old, who vanished from their Pictou County, Nova Scotia home on May 2nd, 2025. Since then, there has been no sighting of where Jack and Lilly are, but we are not giving up hope, and we will not let this rest until Jack and Lilly is found and justice is served. We have a lot to talk about on the other side of this.
I've walked through storms in scars and grace, smile through pain with a painted face. They called me too loud, too much, too strong, but honey, that's the reason I belong. Every scar's a scripture, every tear's a hymn. I found my worth where the light grew dim. They tried to break me, but here's the twist. I turned my pain into a clenched fist. I'm an unbreakable woman, born of fire and pearl. I shine like grace in a reckless world. You can test my faith, you can shake my plan, but I'll rise again. Just watch me stand. I've been whispered about and written off, judged by the gloss, not the cause. But God don't build weak hearts from gold. He made me fierce and he made me bold. I bend, I pray, I roar, I rise with mascara, tears and battle cries. Don't need your crown, I forge my own. From ashes, honey, I build my throne. I'm an unbreakable soul, dressed in truth and pearls. The fire don't scare me, it lights my world. You can doubt my voice, but you'll hear my name. I'm holy and hood, and I'm done with shame. For everyone called too much, too loud, too real. You're not to anything. You're exactly what power looks like. I'm an unbreakable soul, through the fight and flame. My scars are stories, my strength, my faith. Faith in my heart, fire in my clay, forever divine. Clutch them pearls.
Let's go.
Coming in clutch, better tighten the pearls. Dropping cold facts, got the truth for the world. No smoke, no fluff, just the real that we trust. Hold on to your seat, cause I'm coming in clutch. Coming in clutch.
Well, hello, everyone. Good to see you all. Thank you all so much for joining me. Really do appreciate your time. You could have chosen to be anywhere on YouTube. You have a lot of options, anywhere on the internet, anywhere in the world, and you chose to be right here. I know your time is very valuable, and I do appreciate you spending some time with me. Today is July 21st, 2026. It is currently 6 p.m. on the East Coast of the United States. Bonjour. How you doing? Good to see you all. Thank you guys so very much for joining me. I really, really do appreciate you. Tonight we're talking about the Jack and Lilly Sullivan case out of Pictou County, Nova Scotia. And to be honest with you, I wasn't planning on even going live on Jack and Lilly uh, today, but I had a dream about them last night. I had it, and they've just been really on my heart today. Jack and Lilly is a special case for me, I guess you could say. Um, and there just hasn't been a lot of chatter uh, with Jack and Lilly. Uh, we've been covering a lot of other cases, and I'm going to get choked up. I don't even want to get choked up. Um, so we're going to cover them and keep their name out today. So guys, thank you guys. You guys are so generous. Thank you, Tom. Good to see you. Tomalou, is that how you pronounce it? Thank you so much, my dear. Appreciate you for the high five. You guys are very generous. Yeah, we can see the jewels now. Finally, Holly, good to see you, Mama. I'm always here in the bushes. Love you and all the pearls. Spread the love. Holly, Miss Holly, thank you. I really appreciate you, my dear. 26 months. Love you to pieces. I hope you know that. And really do appreciate you, my dear. Miss Mama coming in clutch at 9 months. How you doing, girl? Love your hard work. Justice for Jack and Lilly. Thank you so much, Miss Mama, for 9 continuous months of your support. You make it possible. So thank you very much. I really appreciate you very, very much. Hey, Jude coming in clutch. Thank you so much for gifting a pearl necklace. If you received one of those, make sure you give our beautiful Hey Jude a big, big thank you. And Ness, good to see you, my dear. Clock it. Thank you so much, my dear, for the 80 gems. Appreciate you very much. And Pinky, thank you so much. Really appreciate you. Really, really do, my dear. And Jesse, thank you for the clapping seal. Appreciate you, my dear. I'm so glad we can see the jewels now. I appreciate your love. And Ness, thank you again for the sunshine. Appreciate you very, very much. And Tom, thank you so much again for the clutch. Appreciate you. Happy Turtles, thank you for the clapping seal. Really appreciate you, love. Good to see you. Kim, thank you for the happy poo. Appreciate you, love. Good to see you. Jesse, thank you for the floating heart. Appreciate that very much. And Christine, thank you for the goat. I really appreciate that, my dear. 1,000 gems. How you doing, girl? Appreciate you very much. And Ness, thank you again for the floating heart, my dear. You guys are very, very kind. Hello, Miss Joyous. Good to see you, Miss Shari. Hey, Jude. Green Eyes. Hamatude. Miss Mama. Just Jeannie. Anastasia in Cleveland. Who else we got in here? Miss Mama. Connie. Kim. What do the gems do? They're like super chats, essentially. They're kind of like super chats. They're just like so like I think this is like it's like 200 gems. I think that's like $2 if I'm correct. It's something like that. Something like that. I still don't really very much like talk. Kind of the same way. Miss Mama, thank you so much. Thank you, Kimber. Appreciate you, darling. Good to see you. Thank you so much for your support. Hey, Grey Wolf. Good to see you. Hamtude. Rochelle. Good to see you, love. Who else we got in here? Tracy. Unk alert. Thank you so much for the 440. Gems, appreciate you, love. Good to see you. Thank you so very much. Who else? Leslie, always keeping it real. Darlene, good to see you. Just Jeannie. Bonnie, good to see you, babe. Susan. Yes, guys, before we get started, if you would be so kind and please do me a big favor, hit that thumbs up button. Would greatly appreciate that. It's really important, in my opinion, right now for the Jack and Lilly case because it's not out there. This is a aging case, sadly, but it's not going cold. it's not going cold. That is one thing that it is not. It's not going cold. But we still got to keep their name out there in the algorithm. It's very important. Anita, good to see you, my friend. Appreciate you. How you doing? Hello, Christy. Darlene, Miss Susan. Hello, Captain. Carol, bonjour. Good to see everyone. Really, really do appreciate you all coming in. So we're going to get, before we get started, and I've not covered this case, but it needs covered. It certainly needs covered, but I do want to mention it, especially to my fellow Canadians to the north of me. There is a missing 11-year-old right now out of Calgary. And you guys know I love my Canadians, and we try to keep up to date with our Canadian cases, especially missing children. Hey, Grey Wolf, thank you for the high five, babe. Appreciate you very much. Thank you for your support. Really do appreciate that. Hey, Miss Cal, good to see you, babe. Adele, everyone. I do want to show you, particularly for our Calgary friends watching on this, before we get started with Jack and Lilly this evening. 11-year-old Calgary boy missing. And hey, Pam, good to see you, darling. Canadian Crime Watcher. They still haven't found him. I know. And in this case, they have him walking off. Now, you and I know that, specifically autistic children have a higher tendency to wander off. Hello, Mama. Good to see you. And
there's another major story we're watching this evening, a missing Calgary boy. The search for him now into its 4th day, and Benit Breach is watching this story for us. Benit?
Well, Ian, this is a massive search effort. It's involving hundreds of police officers and community volunteers. So 11-year-old Parker here was last seen at his home on July 16th. That afternoon, he was spotted again in the Thorncliffe area. And police say that at the time he was shirtless. He is wearing headphones, gray shorts, and black Skechers shoes. Police say that he has autism and is nonverbal. Now, today, police did give the most recent update.
So this is a of him on the CCTV, right? And he's walking down the street. Seems like he doesn't have his shirt on. Being nonverbal, it's going to be an extra challenge. We are 16th, what is today, the 21st. So we're at 5 days now. 5 days. If someone does not have him, guys, it's going to be a miracle. If someone does not have this little boy right now, it's going to be a miracle at 5 days, especially if he doesn't get access to water. But the problem with that is, drownings and all of that.
And they say the search, the magnitude and the scale of it is something that is very rare. Have a listen.
My recollection, the only search I can think of that is similar or perhaps greater in magnitude was about 10 years ago, and that was revolving around a criminal case. What makes this one unique is that complete lack of foul play. There is no evidence that foul play is involved. And I must reiterate that we get some 5,000 missing person reports a year in Calgary. And for it to go on this long, you're absolutely correct. This is absolutely atypical.
Now, on Saturday, there was an emergency alert that people received. And in the past, police have said that.
So, again, seeming like there's no foul play because, he's there walking off on his own accord, unless someone picked him up, but there is, from what I understand, nothing to suggest
this case. It didn't meet the specific criteria for an Amber Alert, but the government was able to make an exception so that alert was issued and people received it on their phones. There's been a number of efforts to try and find Parker. For example, police have been playing Disney songs because they say he likes Disney music. There have been searches going.
They did that in Sebastian Rogers' case. They played Eye of the Tiger, all of that. But Sebastian's case was pretty different.
Went on by the river, mountain biking patrols. And here's a little bit more on those efforts.
Of our 500 or so searchers
Thank you,
who have been
Leslie.
involved over the last 4 days, their total combined travel distance is about 6,500 kilometers, which for reference is the distance between Calgary and Dublin, Ireland. So obviously,
Yeah. I mean, think about that. Think about how much they have searched this area. If you would do it like a straight line, it would go from Calgary to Dublin, Ireland, 6,500 miles. That's about 2 times the width of the United States.
it is a massive amount of walking that has been done.
So what are we hearing from Parker's family, and what police are asking for from the public?
Parker's family has said that they are living any parent's worst nightmare since he's been gone missing, and that they want their son to come home. I'm just going to read a bit more of their statement here. So they say that Parker experiences the world in his own way. He may not respond when his name is called.
I recommend putting air tags in your kids' shoes. I recommend it. I highly recommend it. Yeah, they can take their shoes off, but you can know, until those shoes would get off or whatever. Air tags are good in the shoes, in my opinion. That's, you can track them with their phone and stuff, but they're more likely to lose their phone than they are their shoes. So that's what I recommend.
Can become frightened when approached by people that he does not know. And police also say that one of the other big challenges for this case has been AI images that have been surfacing online that have been altered, they're unverified. As people share these, they're not helping in the investigation because they cause confusion, they cause misinformation. So police cautioning, to really be careful with what you are sharing online, and even trying to take a look at what you really are seeing and reading. They say that they're asking people to search their properties as well, even check behind locked doors, because Parker is known to often lock doors. And beyond that, lots of tips that they've been assessing, 150 tips.
I mean, he's got to be somewhere relatively close. He's got to be somewhere relatively close. Who makes this AI? They should be. I know. It's crazy. It's crazy. Thank you, my dear. He's got to be relatively close. When kids get tired, they stop, and they'll lay on the ground or wherever, whether it's a building or whatever. I'm just hoping, it's Canada. There's water literally everywhere. So I'm praying, that he's not found in water or fallen off a cliff. There's so many things out there that can happen. And Justin, he was actually alarming far in the short period of time from the day he eloped from. He was actually alarming far. What do you mean alarming far, baby? I don't understand that.
So far, still 100 hours of CCTV footage that they're looking through. So that work is on.
Yeah, and the problem is we're at day five, and if he doesn't have especially access to water, it's not going to be good after 5 days.
Going, and they say that approach him, but instead keep him in your distance and call.
So you're saying he was alarmingly far already by the time he was found, like that, right?
911.
The time he was on
Imagine
camera.
people creating fake AI images that would end up just confusing people on the search. But let's focus on the best of humanity, which is the way that people have responded to the Sonia Kwan followers since it was created just 3 days ago. Sonia, you're at the search right now. Tell us what the response has been from community members.
Thank you. The response has been really overwhelming. I know. I mean, the official
Gotcha.
alert did not go out until yesterday, but people have been aware for a couple of days and really just wanted to help in any way they could. And so, people have been coming together here at this just volunteer organized.
Let's see here.
Provide a map.
And then let me show you this real quick, and then we're going to move on to Jack and Lilly. I just wanted to put this out here for my friends in Calgary. They're now asking for the public's help in finding the 11-year-old boy who vanished July 16th after leaving his home during the day.
Missing Calgary boy.
I just feel bad. One of my friends is autistic, so I feel like if he went missing, that would be really bad too.
Police say they will not stop searching until the nonverbal 11-year-old is found, but a new obstacle has emerged in this investigation: AI, with fake images of Parker on CCTV circulating on social media.
We know it's out there. We know that it can.
Guys, please don't use the AI photos, especially for the CCTV. Especially for the CCTV. It's really
divert resources from a legitimate search path.
Police say crews have walked over 6,500 kilometers searching for Parker since Thursday, but concerns have been raised over how his disappearance was handled in those first 2 days.
I'm a bit disappointed with that. I think a child missing should have an Amber Alert all the time.
The criteria for issuing an Amber Alert varies from province to province, but generally police need evidence that...
Okay, I mean, can't there be an equally important alert that is not an Amber Alert, that it, especially for a child? I understand they don't do a lot of Amber Alerts because they don't want people to get desensitized to it going off on their phone, and they got to have certain criteria, like someone taking the kids or something like that. But can't there be another alert for special needs, for children, that goes to your phone as well? Right, a vulnerable person alert, something. It's one thing if you're an adult that goes missing, it's all bad. But most people, that go missing are found. And they're not really even missing. They're just, they're not in contact with their family or friends or whatever for a minute. Those people are generally found. Children, they don't have the same option. Adults can go off on their own accord, make their own decisions, and willingly hide from the world if you choose. A child can't. And oh crap, I just exited out of that. So I just don't really understand that. I really don't. Okay, let me do this. I messed that up a second ago. Here we go.
And the search continues for a missing Calgary boy.
I just feel bad. One of my friends is autistic, so I feel like if he went missing, that would be really bad too.
Police say they will not stop searching until the nonverbal 11-year-old is found, but a new obstacle has emerged in this investigation: AI, with fake images of Parker. Police say crews have walked over 6,500 kilometers searching for Parker since Thursday, but concerns have been raised over how his disappearance was handled in those first 2 days.
I'm a bit disappointed with that. I think a child missing should have an Amber Alert all the time.
The criteria for issuing an Amber Alert varies from province to province, but generally police need evidence that a child has been abducted before activating the system. In Parker's case, there is no evidence of an abduction, but 2 days after his disappearance, the provincial government decided to issue an Amber Alert anyways.
See, and that's the thing. Great, they issued an Amber Alert, but it's so important in the first minutes and hours, to do that Amber Alert, and especially the first 48 hours is the most important. They shouldn't have waited for 2 days. I mean, it's better than nothing. I agree, but a little bit better would be. Carol, thank you so much for the flower, darling. Appreciate you very, very much.
Well, to me, this shows that our provincial government acknowledged that there are times when the alert is the alert criteria is just too rigid.
Following the disappearance of 6-year-old Darius McDougall in southern Alberta last year, a case that saw no Amber Alert used, Ronald de Gagne launched.
Derek McDougall, I tell you, that case, the Derek McDougall case, I feel like there's something wrong with that case. I can't help it. I just don't feel like that child went missing on his own. Still hasn't been found. And then Derek's little, was it the stepsister or something? Didn't she die like a month later?
A petition asking the rules change so that police are given the final say. The provincial government says it will review its Amber Alert criteria in the months to come.
We just want to do whatever we can. I just feel so bad for his family.
As the city focuses on bringing Parker home.
Hard.
Heather Urex, West Global News, Calgary.
Right. Guys, take a good look at this face if you're particularly in the Calgary area. And check your if you're local to Calgary, check your outbuildings, your property, all of that. They are asking for help with this. Absolutely. Very few children ever go missing on their own. Someone's always responsible. I mean, children can just get away, right? They can just get away, but they're usually found very quickly. Very, very quickly. I don't know how long this little guy was missing before they called it in for Parker. I'm not really sure about that. Yeah, they don't just vanish, that is for sure. All right, guys, so we are getting on the Jack and Lilly Sullivan case. I want to go over some things here, some things in the documents, some interviews that Daniel has talked about, some text messages as well. Thank you very much. Yes, guys, please hit that thumbs up button or double tap that screen. Why didn't the home he was in have an alarm on the door? I don't know. I'm trying not to be, I mean, this is the thing. If you've had a kid for 18 years, they've slipped out of your way for a minute. They've slipped out of your way. I was at a trade show when my kids were little, and all three of them are, well, I've got twins and a single, and he's the older one. But one of mine, I was talking to someone at a trade show. We were standing at a table, and just in a few seconds, he went somewhere, and this place was crowded. I about had a conniption fit, and I just started like, where's my kid? Started telling everyone, look for a kid, look for, describing him. And thankfully he wasn't missing for more than 2 minutes but that 2 minutes was the longest freaking about 2 minutes that I have ever experienced. So, things can happen. I get that. Things can happen. But you should find him very quickly. You should find him very quickly, generally. Wasn't it a day home to care for kids with disabilities? I knew it was a day home, but I didn't know, what all of that entailed. Bonnie, literally everything close to where he went missing needs to be searched. You never know. Absolutely. Absolutely. And I don't know, like, you know, if he's got the headphones on for the sound, it's going to be, you know, he's not going to hear anything. It keeps him from being, you know, too stimulated. One of mine fell asleep under my pillows and I lost my mind. Yeah. Yeah, it happens. I mean, if you have a child 18 years or children, one of them's going to scare you for a couple minutes, you know. Okay, guys, I want to go to, again, there's not a lot happening in Jack and Lily's case right now. However, like I said, I want to keep their name out there. I don't want Daniel and Malaya to think we have certainly forgot about them, because we certainly haven't. That is for sure. I want to go over some things Mr. Mattel has spoken about. In my opinion, I believe with every fiber of my being, in my opinion, that Daniel knows where Jack and Lily is. I believe Malaya knows what happened. And I believe Janie knows some things. By the way, guys, I am going to be having a special live stream on Jack and Lily. What is today? Today's what, Tuesday? Either Saturday, maybe Sunday or Monday. I don't know yet. I'm having a guest on, and we'll play it by ear. I think that's kind of why I might have dreamed about Jack and Lily last night, because I did a live stream yesterday on Michael Vaughn, and someone in chat said, "Are you doing the live stream tonight on Jack and Lily?" And maybe that's what made me dream about it or whatever. Agreed on all counts. Yeah. And I do believe it's just taking time. I think RCMP is being extremely strategic on how they are handling this. And I want to go over a few things versus some text messages. Daniel has said, I was thinking about this today. So here we go.
I don't know what you would call them, search teams or dispatchments of different units. There's 23 different search organizations or search teams in Nova Scotia from each area. They have a total of 23. Mm-hmm. I'm not sure if all 23 made it here, but there was some from the South Shore. I mean, a lot from all over Nova Scotia. And they had the Nova Scotia Guard called in at the house. They belong to Halifax Search and Rescue.
Good deal. And so you weren't allowed to go into the woods. Where were you at during this time?
I was actually
okay. Now, I was thinking about this question that DT asked Daniel, and I think that RCMP had it right originally, was to not let Daniel go into the woods. If you go back to South Carolina with a case that we were just covering, Javia, the sheriff would not let Javia's dad even go back to the home. They did not want him to go. They did not want Daniel to go back into the woods. However, Daniel weaseled his little weasel ass back into the woods, apparently. And I think the RCMP did make a big mistake in allowing the house to be gone back in. I think that is an absolute blunder, in my opinion. Happy birthday, Kim. And today's Sherry's mom's birthday. Happy birthday, Kim and Sherry's mom. Happy birthdays, y'all. Good to see you. That does not look like a sober individual. Hell to the no, it doesn't. And so I was thinking about how the RCMP cadaver dogs went back, what was it, this past fall, and they were asking Daniel about the stove, right? They were asking Daniel about the stove. And in my opinion, there was a good reason why they asked Daniel about the stove, because I believe, in my opinion, evidence was destroyed in that stove. And so I think that is where the RCMP really messed up there. They should have gotten everyone out of that house. You cannot go back in until we have accessed everything, tested anything that we need. Because time is of the essence. Time is of the essence in those times. In my opinion, Daniel and Janie were avoiding RCMP because they knew what was going on. Daniel was particularly avoiding RCMP. Left MBM holding the bag because she had to Jack and Lilly after being kids. MBM had a chance to talk if she wasn't in on it. Yeah. I agree, 1000%. Oh, I know, CZ. I know. We're covering the Ohio case, the 16 children. I showed 3 children in Michigan the other day. Very similar situations. Now, the next time I do the Ohio live stream, I've got another case very similar to the Ohio, another one. Now, listen, Malay and Daniel's house wasn't as bad as the Ohio house, right? But it was still bad. And you can have a completely spotless house and it can still be dangerous for kids if there's rugs around as well. There's this rumor, if you will, about was there water in the bathtub? Was there water in the bathtub? And that always makes me think. It makes me think because when sometimes if there's an OD, they'll put someone like in a bathtub or put ice on them or cold water or something on to like get them to move as well. And then I also think about other things that I'm just not willing to mention right now, but what kind of sick person Daniel is, nothing would surprise me in this case.
Actually back by Mom's RV talking to her, and we were wondering why we couldn't go back into the woods, and then a number of minutes passed.
Notice how he says we were wondering why I noticed this as well. It's amazing how you can be 2 years on a case, hear this 1,000 times and see it differently and hear something different. He said we went back, we were wondering why we couldn't go back into the woods. Well, Daniel, you weren't in the woods at that time. You were driving around. You had not been in the woods. You had not been walking in the woods. You drove around the area for about 10 minutes looking for them. There was no back in the woods. This would be the first time you actually going to the woods. Trying to wake them up. I've heard that too. Yeah. Exactly. So notice how he says that right there.
Woods, where were you at during this time?
I was actually back by Mom's RV talking to her, and we were wondering why we couldn't go back into the woods, and then a number of minutes passed.
He goes back into the woods. Well, you hadn't been in the woods. You got in your car and started driving and all that, right? But you had a long night, didn't you, Daniel? You and Miss Malaya, because y'all were up all night. You were absolutely up all night, and your car got stuck.
Say about 10 to 15 minutes passed, and a guy in military gear, it said Oliver on the back of his
There's a reason Daniel remembers this person's name and what he looked like, right? Because they clearly told Daniel to stay out of the woods. Don't go anywhere. Don't do anything. But Daniel did not want to be around the RCMP. He wanted to do anything and everything he could to be, avoid answering any questions. She certainly did. Yes. 6:10. Yes. 6:4. She woke up allegedly at 6 o'clock, but they were up before that.
On his shirt or vest or whatever you want to refer to it as, or uniform, we'll call it.
Yeah.
He actually said, Daniel, you can go back into the woods. And I actually believe he was later on. He was a canine handler, but I don't know if the dog was there yet at that point.
Understood.
Because I remember seeing him with a canine unit, I'm pretty sure, later on in the search.
Bullshit.
And so you were allowed to go back in the woods?
Yeah. So and then I immediately jumped the fence, and I was right back into the woods, and I did all the streams that were.
Okay. So here he says I immediately jumped the fence, and I gave, looked at the streams and all that. Well, the streams and stuff are on the other side of the road. The streams aren't towards his house. The streams are on the other side. So you can't be looking in the streams if you jump the fence and you go like behind your house area. It doesn't work that way. Where was that comment? Yep, Justin Oliver gave DM a chance to cover up evidence or grab. I don't think Oliver knew that they wanted him to stay. You know what I mean? But I think Daniel was probably relentless in weaseling his way out of there, in my opinion.
Up behind the house that lead into that little marsh that's actually to the left of the house, which you showed.
Left of the house. See?
I don't know how true this is. I've heard rumors of this, that at some point you heard a scream and you thought it sounded like the kids. When was
that? That was later on. That was
later on. You hallucinating in the woods again, or just making up a fabricated story, Daniel. Like you told your ex-girlfriend when y'all were in the woods together, and you said you thought you heard someone talking in the woods.
That would have been, it was still on that same stream path when I was walking up through the woods. Okay. I thought I heard a scream, but you have to remember, I had a helicopter right above me. There was drones. There was already people searching at this point. So I don't know.
Well, if it's later on, you dummy, of course people are searching. Of course people are searching. If it's later on, there was a lot of people searching.
I don't know if it was actually a child scream or not, but it did sound like a scream, but it could have been somebody yelling for the kids, right?
Fabricating shit.
That's possible too. Yes, 100%.
But it was so hard to tell because the way the helicopter was going, it was going slow and doing. I was like, I almost swear I could feel like the rotor wash that was coming down off of the wind.
I hope you get a rotor wash.
Sometimes they would go pretty low because the vegetation was pretty dense. Because a lot of it's not hardwood, so there's no leaves, right? It's evergreen, so you have trees that are full of needles. So it's much more hard to, get a good view from a helicopter through that stuff.
Yeah, no, I can imagine it being very difficult. At any point that first day, did they question you guys at all as far as maybe perhaps?
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, I actually sat in my mother's vehicle, and Commander of Operations came down from the command center, and me and him sat in there, and we went over.
And I was also thinking, by the end of this day, when they were interviewing Daniel, Notice after they interviewed him, the major crimes comes in. Major crimes comes in the next day. They interview him Friday evening as a more formal interview in the truck. Next day, major crimes comes in. I don't find that an accident, in my opinion.
Some of the stuff we're going over right now, did you know the kids are going to be home from school that day? Would you have kept the kids home from school that day? What happened in the morning? Did you see the kids that morning? This is a lot of the similar questions you're asking me now.
Yeah, I can imagine. So, and
Daniel,
that happened that first day. So nighttime comes in. Around what time does the search stop on the first day?
The search doesn't stop on the first day. They go right through the night.
Interesting. And when are you notified about a blanket?
If we're referring to the...
You knew about the blanket when you planted it, in my opinion.
The blanket that was up in the tree? Or just the blanket in general?
Well, let's rewind then. So there's been a lot of confusion that you had denied that the blanket in the tree was Lily's that ended up being Lily's. Was there another blanket that was found out there?
There is actually another blanket. There is a full pink blanket. I was shown a picture of it, splayed out on the ground. Officer Karen Mason showed me that. She's been, she was involved in quite a bit of the, just back and forth stuff between the command center and me and Malaya and Mom and, some of the people involved, and just trying to relay information.
So let me show you this. So one of the things about this is Daniel's text messages. She called 911 when I ran up to the cabins and yelled, I don't know what he said, GOR, the kids, which causes Mom to come out, which we know that's a lie. His yelling is not what made his mom come out in that story, according to Janie, and confronted Mom, meaning Malaya and Janie. There was, the confrontation, which is a weird word to say. I arrived a minute later, got in the car, and checked culverts and the dirt roads. Now, again, I am telling you, thinking about this, having some time to let my mind settle a little bit because I haven't talked about this case in a while. But now I know why he talks about the dirt roads. Now I know Daniel. And I know RCMP knows. The reason you put that out about the dirt roads is because you got stuck on that dirt road, didn't you, Daniel? You certainly did. And you don't say anything unless you are trying to get ahead of something. So he says culverts and dirt roads, right? I find that very, very interesting. And so this is why he was talking about the dirt roads in the very beginning. Not that he wouldn't have time in 10 minutes to check culverts, dirt roads, all of this BS that he says he checked in 10 minutes. So, not going to happen. Didn't happen, Daniel. You know it didn't. We know it didn't. RCMP knows it didn't. And God knows it didn't. And so does Malaya. So he goes, I arrived a minute later, got in the car and checked the culverts and the dirt roads. I checked Lansdowne Road and I didn't see a blanket during that drive. Well, why do you think he is talking about the blanket? right? Why is he talking about, oh, I didn't see a blanket? Because we know you planted the damn blanket, Daniel. Right? He's trying to get ahead of it. So he's the only one that they took a DNA sample for that blanket. They took a DNA sample for that blanket, only Daniel's DNA, by the way. So that's the reason he's talking about that blanket. He's trying to get ahead of it. Oh, I didn't see a blanket there when I looked. Oh, these dirt roads. I got, you got stuck on them, didn't you? You got stuck on those dirt roads, didn't you, Daniel? So that's why you're saying that. Now, the culvert, I think, is going to be very important as well. I don't know where the culvert is. He could be just adding it, but I don't think it's very likely. Because Daniel generally only says something to get ahead of it. So that's the reason he's saying all of these things. Blankets during that drive. I returned home and the RCMP just got there. So about 14 minutes after the call was made. Right? Okay, so we'll just, someone said, so we'll just put 9:35. Daniel says, I wasn't with Malaya for the 911 call. Well, that's interesting, right? You should have been at least there for some of it, because you allegedly tell her to call 911. You run up to the cabins. You come back down. And on other interviews, Daniel, you say that you were coming down the hill, and you said, I actually, in this, in the interview that we were just watching, you say that Malaya is still on the phone with 911, or she's looking at her phone at that time. So you was essentially on the property when the 911 call would have taken place. You might have not been there for the entire time, but you still should have been there on the property when the 911 call happened. And then, they talk about, did you hear Jack and Lilly in the kitchen? Yes, but Lilly came in twice that morning. Twice, he says. Okay, that's fine. Meadow was in bed with us. And again, it's always something in these cases about their phones and who calls 911. Malaya said she doesn't think she opened her phone or sent any messages around that time. Bullshit, Malaya. She did call her mother and her grandmother after she called police. You did, but there was calls before, wasn't there, Malaya? And she ends up deleting that app. That she calls. She ends up calling 911. Or, sorry, her mom and all of them too. The same calls that she uses to call her, the app, to call her mom and her grandma and stuff, she ends up deleting. Amy, thank you so much for the Unk alert, babe. Appreciate you very, very much. Very kind of you, babe. Really appreciate the support. Good to see you, my friend. What would be their reason for covering? What would be their reason for covering up for them? Has to be something bigger involved in. Who covering up for who?
Keeping up to date and stuff like that.
And this pink blanket that they found, was it something that they found close to the house, or?
I'm not sure the location where it was found. There was a pink blanket. There was a water bottle. There was There was a children's T-shirt, and there may have been a sock or socks too, showing me as well.
Right. And remember, Daniel was the only one, the absolute only one that lied about the pink blanket. And they are the only ones that got, and he's the only one that they got the DNA from about that pink blanket as well. The culvert to Lansdowne Lake is long and creepy, really. If it was just MB and DM and nothing else, it would have been reported. What would have been reported? So he got in his car to go looking for them. So where did he leave the car when he got out and being Aquaman going up to his waist in the water and soaring through the woods? Yes. Yeah. All the evidence, footprints, blankets, and Daniel says he never went to where they were found. Yeah. Yep. Exactly.
But none of them belonged to Lily's, right? I mean, none of them were Lily's. None of them were Jack.
He fucked up there. He fucked up there, right? None of them were Lily's, right? Well, it was a pink blanket. So it was likely a girl's, right? But he was lying about the pink blanket to the news for several days anyways. And he's like, none of them were Lily's, right? I mean, none of them were Lily's and none of them were Jack's. It's obvious, Daniel.
And there may have been a sock or socks too, showing me as well.
Listen.
But none of them belonged to Lily's, right? I mean, none of them were Lily's. None of them were Jack's.
Do you know if all those items were found at the same place, or were they found throughout?
I'm not sure where they were found. I was just told that are any of these items Lily and Jack's.
You wouldn't be interested in where a blanket of Lily's came from? Remember, I'll even give Malaya the credit. Malaya, as soon as that pink blanket was found, was said, that's Lily's blanket. Right? That would be like the first thing. Okay, if my kid has a blanket and they got out, where was it found? Let's go look in that area.
Found them during the search.
Were they
told that are any of these items Lily and Jack's? We found them during the search.
Were they photographed together?
No, they were not photographed. They were photographed individually.
Okay, so most likely then they were not found together.
Yeah.
And around what time was this blanket, the full one that didn't belong to them? When was that one found?
That was found, it would have been during the daytime. So, because I remember I was actually standing on the front deck when she brought her phone up to show me. So that would have been sometime during the day. So I'm saying between noon and 4 p.m. probably.
So 4 is when they found the pink blanket that was Lily's. That was a portion of the blanket, correct?
Yeah. I'm not sure on the exact time on that either. It would have to be after 4 because the school bus goes. I'm not.
When they found the pink blanket that was Lily's, that was a portion of the blanket, correct?
Yeah. I'm not sure on the exact time on that either. It would have to be after 4 because the school bus goes up there around 4 o'clock.
Gotcha.
Of course you knew. Of course you knew. The family found it. They came back and told you guys and told the RCMP, and they went there to check.
And
because that school bus, it goes up and it actually goes up and turns at my Uncle Ron's house, which is about 500 feet past where the blanket was found.
Gotcha.
So,
Uncle Ron's house. This is the Uncle Ron that Janie said she might have learned Jack and Lily were missing before she talked, or around the time Uncle Ron called.
and the bus usually goes up there, and the bus usually makes its way up there around, I don't know, 3:55, between 3:55 and like 4 o'clock.
And this bus has cameras, correct?
Yeah, the buses do have cameras. When they looked at the footage from the outside of the buses, the blanket was not there.
Now, again, I find this highly ironic, right? He says he doesn't know where they found the blankets or anything, but he knows that they weren't seen on camera on the bus. Well, then you must know, Daniel, where that pink blanket was. You're not good at this, buddy. You're not good at it. If you know it was in the vicinity of where the bus could spot the pink blanket, then you certainly knew where it was. You're not good at it, Daniel. Leslie, thank you for the floating heart, baby. Appreciate you very, very much. Thank you, loves. Good to see you. Mohawk says, well, there would be a timestamp on the photo Haley took of the blanket on their phones. That as well. Yes, good point.
Interesting. And it went both directions, correct? It went.
Yeah, they both go both directions.
I mean, just imagine saying, I don't know where the pink blanket was found. I have no idea. And him also denying that it was Lily's to begin with. But I do know that the bus didn't pick it up. Well, this pink blanket could be out in the middle of nowhere even close to a road. So how did you know the bus either picked it up or didn't? Because you knew it was right beside the road in a tree where Jack and Lily couldn't reach in the first place, Daniel.
Multiple buses.
And it was not seen at 3:55, 4 o'clock when the bus passed.
No, they said they did not see it on any camera footage from the buses. So
how far is the search command from where the blanket was found?
From the piece of Lily's blanket that was found in the tree, the actual command center itself.
Yeah.
It is okay. When you look at Lansdowne Station Road on the map. I'll just wait for you here to set that up, and then we can take a look.
Yeah,
I'll give you the exact location.
So here is. Do you see it?
Yeah. So that is. So Lansdowne Station Road. As soon as you're going up Lansdowne Station Road, you go across a little bridge.
Two on each side.
This direction?
Lansdowne Station.
Oh, this direction. Okay.
Yeah. So Lansdowne Station Road, there you go over a little tiny bridge.
Okay.
Yeah, it goes right.
Fast forward this part.
I know it's a road that's. They had a long stretch going down that hill, going to the command center, so everyone could park their cars. Because there was hundreds of cars there, Daniel.
Now.
Search vehicles. They had to move in, RCMP SUVs and everything, right?
So how long after law enforcement arrived at 10:27 did the command post get set up? Was that like the first thing that happened?
I'm not sure. I was actually in the woods for a lot of that, Daniel. So I don't have like a clear time that was set up. Clear time that I could say the setup.
So that tells you they set this up very quickly, this command center. And that tells me, in my opinion, that Daniel was nowhere around the house and where the command center was down below the train tracks whenever all this was going on. He was avoiding the RCMP like the plague that he is.
Like began or was completed.
So around what time were you notified, and how were you notified about the pink blanket that belonged to Lily?
Hold on.
Completed.
So around what time were you notified, and how were you notified about the pink blanket that belonged to Lily?
This is a tough one for him. Think.
The pink blanket that belonged to Lily, I wasn't notified at all about that.
Yeah, you wasn't notified at all about a pink blanket of your stepdaughter's. Yeah. Sure, Super Daniel. Sure. Does anyone actually believe that for a moment? And thank you so much, baby. Appreciate you. Good to see you, Miss Pam. Not a chance. He wasn't. Hey, Jacqueline. Wasn't notified at all about this pink blanket. But he says, remember, he was saying Haley and them planted. Exactly. He was saying Haley and them planted this blanket.
I was actually told there was a piece of a pink blanket that was found up the road in a tree. And I said, piece of a pink blanket? Like, and I put two and two together. I ran out to the garbage bin. And I seen that there was a hole ripped in the bag. And clearly there was somebody who went into the garbage or something went on with the garbage for a piece of that to be ripped out.
Right. And this was the blanket. Now, again, I have time to kind of step back on this and think a little bit. So they say Jack and Lilly, or Lilly took her backpack that was right beside of her bed, right? And they put on their boots and all of this. Well, I mean, clearly they would have had something in their backpack if they were taking their backpack with them. Now, Daniel says he threw this blanket out, a week prior. Malia says she's the one that threw out the blanket a week prior. But Daniel, again, hold on a second. I just thought of something. Wait, let me go back.
Because you a blanket that was found up the
how were you notified about
or was completed?
So around what time were you notified, and how were you notified about the pink blanket that belonged to Lily?
The pink blanket that belonged to Lily, I wasn't notified at all.
Okay. Now listen to this. Listen to this hog shit. I just caught this. He just said he was not notified. Look how dumb this mofo is. He just said he was not notified about the pink blanket. Am I missing something? He just said he wasn't notified about it. Now listen.
All about that. I was actually told there was a piece of a pink blanket that was found up the road in a tree. And I said, piece of a pink blanket? Like, and I put two and two together. I ran out to the guy.
He wasn't notified about this Lily's blanket, but they just said they found piece of a pink blanket up in the tree. But he just immediately puts two and two together and says, piece of a pink blanket. So I immediately put two and two together and I ran straight to the dumpster. And that's where there was, holes in the back where someone had put their hand in a blanket. So you were notified, Daniel. Again, you were notified, even though you lied your ass off to the media for several days about this blanket. I actually wasn't notified about the pink blanket. I was told there was a piece of a pink blanket up in the tree. And then I immediately put two and two together. You were so dumb. So dumb.
The garbage bin and up the road in a tree. And I said, piece of a pink blanket? Like, and I put two and two together. I ran out to the garbage bin and I seen that there was a hole ripped in the bag. And clearly there was somebody who went into the garbage or something went on with the garbage for a piece of that to be ripped out.
So, yes. And for those of you guys did not watch me last night, I want to mention this because I just saw, did he take a lie detector test? Yes, he took a lie detector test. Yes, he passed a lie detector test. But guess what? We're covering Stacy Wandra. He is one of 4 who abducted Michael Joseph Vaughn out of Fruitland, Idaho. He is another one of the biggest liars I have ever seen in my born days. just like Daniel. Probably him, those two compare very, very much with just telling different stories. He passed a polygraph too. He's on trial now for unaliving a 5-year-old. Okay? If Daniel Martel passes this polygraph and Stacy Wandra passes a polygraph, I have no hope in a polygraph. Zilch. None. Now, I have asked Daniel that I would pay for a specific type of polygraph if he would want to take it. So, I mean, unless they just told him he passed the polygraph, but I think he's so burnt out at this point of smoking the mathola so many years and just the nonstop lies. I don't think it bothers him. If Stacy Wandra, again, who is now on trial for unaliving a 5-year-old, stuffing him in a duffel bag and throwing clothes on him, duct taping his mouth, and putting him back in the back of a truck, and taking him to a property where he died, I have no faith. And like Green Eyes, like if Don Wells, if he passed the polygraph, I can't imagine.
Usually when you look in the garbage bin, Daniel, and you see a garbage bag, usually it doesn't have a hand-sized hole ripped in the side.
You know, I can't wait for you to have a hand-sized hole when you go to prison,
Out of it.
Daniel.
That's interesting. Now, the pink blanket, when they told you about it, did they show you a picture?
The piece of the blanket? No.
No. Okay,
No.
so they just told you they found a piece, and you went to the garbage bin. And where in the garbage bin was the bag that had the other part of the blanket? Was it towards the top, in the middle,
there
the
was.
bottom?
These were like large industrial-sized garbage bags, right?
Okay.
And Mom would always yell at me, don't put so much garbage in one bag, because
Oh, that's so funny. Daniel. It's so funny. You're talking about your two missing stepchildren who were abused and neglected, and you're talking about mommy dearest. She just always told me, don't put too much trash in a bag. Well, Daniel, you couldn't fit in a garbage bag, so you're trash. You're trash, Daniel. So don't give me that. And Malaya, in the court documents, she said that she put that blanket in the trash. So which one was it? You guys can't even decide on who was it that was sleeping or awake in your story. You can't decide who actually placed this pink blanket in the trash. I think we can decide on who planted this pink blanket. Musty Hutch the second, Linda. This is Musty Hutch the second. Mm-hmm.
I would always make the bags like really heavy, right?
So
And
fun. So funny.
so I had the blanket was in a garbage bag, but there was another garbage bag that was inside, right? So it was like double bagged.
Interesting.
And you could see I keep wanting to say
He was going to say you could see the hand. But I was going to make a point here. What was that?
and so I had the blanket was in a garbage bag.
Okay. He says the blanket was in a garbage bag, like in another garbage bag. I hope and pray to the good Lord that this pink blanket was in its own sealed garbage bag. I hope so. For your sake, Daniel, for your sake, and for Jack and Lily's sake, because that would help preserve, in my opinion, potential DNA that is on it.
but there was another garbage bag that was inside, right? So it was like double bagged.
Interesting.
And you could see
You could see the what?
so it was like double bagged.
Interesting.
And you could see I keep wanting to say a hole that was ripped in the side from a hand that went down inside of it and, you know, pulled something out. But it looked to be like somebody put their hand in there and ripped it out.
Oh, really?
But
Yeah.
the bag, the blanket was still at the bottom of the bag, right? It wasn't pulled all the way out. It wasn't anything like that. So
Was the trash bag in the bottom of the can or on top of like all the other trash?
it was the garbage bag, that one big garbage bag, that was like a 60-pound garbage bag. and it was just, that was the only bag that was in there.
Oh, okay. So there wasn't
that
any
one?
other trash on top?
No, there was nothing else on piled on top of it or underneath it.
So if somebody opened the bin, that's the first thing.
Yeah. That's the first thing someone does, right? After let's say, you know how Daniel said he thought someone might have came in the house and took Jack or Lily. He insinuated Malaya's family did this. If these people, if that actually happened, like a person went into the house while y'all were sleeping and got Jack and Lily, got their boots on, got their clothes on, got their backpack, all that, why would they go into the trash outside and rip a hole and plant something from the trash? Why wouldn't they just get something from Jack and Lily's bedroom or something in the house to plant? Why would they just go to, I don't know, a bag, a single bag of trash outside to plant something of Jack and Lily's? If they were already in the house, Daniel, they could have got something of Jack or Lily's that might matter, that they might actually take with them and plant it. He's so dumb. So dumb. And I'm glad he's dumb.
They would see.
Yeah, they would be able to see the pink blanket in there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And so it seems like in the documents that it alludes that they showed you guys a picture and that you guys confirmed it. Was that, if you didn't see a picture, do you know if Malaya did?
I'm not sure if she did or not. I have no idea. Because I actually wasn't present at the house very much during the search because I was just out in the woods searching, man.
Because you were as a guy.
Like I poured my heart and soul into just searching as hard as I could.
I can imagine.
And Daniel, you put your heart and soul into hiding Jack and Lily, in my opinion, and you put your heart and soul into avoiding RCMP.
And you're out there searching. Did you find out that night, or was it the next day, about the boot prints?
I actually found out, I think it was the next day. And then when I asked investigators when the boot print was found, they told me they weren't sure on the exact time it was found, but
there was part of a pink, or there was a pink blanket on the porch railing. We've got pictures of it. Sure do.
thought it was found during the middle of the night.
Okay. And I know, and I made a mistake, guys, and I want to premise this was my mistake. I had indicated that this image here was a representation of what they had seen with the bare feet and the footprints.
This is what Malaya shared with everybody, and there was 3 sets of footprints.
I went back and read my conversation with Daniel, so I just wanted to clarify it. What he said was that this picture, he had problems with it because he couldn't understand why a third person came, but this wasn't something that was shown to him by investigators. Kind of clarify,
Right,
where did this image come from?
That image originally came from Maritime Happenings. Mom actually got it received from Malaya.
I don't know if it originated from Maritime, but I know it came from Malaya.
So Malaya sent it to my mother, and
Thank you always for your support, my darling. Thank you for the 200 gems. Appreciate you, babies. Much love to you. Thank you for the sunshine. We need sunshine today. We don't have any sunshine here. It's been storming all day. Thank you so much. Appreciate you. If you go on the story, the kids wandered away. That means Jack and Lily went into the garbage can to take a piece of a bank blanket. I highly doubt that. Not a chance. Those two could not even lift it. The width of it, they couldn't even lift it enough and get in that. It's just not possible.
The mom and my brother came home on the ATV from their search from where.
Hold on, what?
The mom and my brother came home on the ATV from their search from where they were searching.
I don't like the way Daniel says that, and I certainly don't like the way he's looking away when he says that my mom and brother were. He kind of chokes up there. Listen to him again.
To my mother.
Watch his eyes. Watch his eyes. And his lips.
That image originally came from Maritime Happenings. Mom actually received it from Malaya. So Malaya sent it to my mother.
Right up here. And
the mom and my brother came home on the ATV from their search from where they were searching, to talk to Malaya, see what this photo was about.
See, he's trying to get his shit together right there, and I don't like that. I don't like that. Janie, Justin, what were y'all doing? What were y'all doing?
But it was actually Maritime Happening, which originally posted it. And that came from one of the searchers, I guess.
Understood. So it wasn't really, it wasn't something that you saw from the investigators or from the search.
No, it wasn't anything like that.
Did they ever tell you that there was 3 prints?
I don't actually remember that, but that picture always just bugged me. And then even if they did tell me there was 3 prints,
I bet you they did tell you there was 3 prints, Daniel. I bet you they did. I bet you they did. Love you too, darling. Bet you they did tell you that there was 3 prints, and I bet you it did annoy you, didn't it, Daniel?
like that just bugged me. And then even if they did tell me there was 3 prints, like that doesn't make sense to me, Daniel.
Oh, it makes perfect sense to me. It makes perfect sense to me. It makes perfect sense to me that you stood in the middle and placed a couple boot prints over here and a couple boot prints over here, and then you went and burned those fucking boots in your fireplace, didn't you, Daniel?
Yeah.
I mean, when 2 kids are missing, they don't gain a follower to go missing with.
Exactly, Miss Joy.
Right. And here, just to kind of show everybody, this is where the image came from. This is Malaya Brooks, and this was at 10:16 in the morning on May 3rd from Malaya to your mom. Your mom sent me this photo.
Yep. Daniel or Malaya did send this 1,000%. She sure did.
So that we could see that this is where the that message came from. Now, the location of the boot prints, it's near the pipeline, kind of somewhat in the direction of the pink blanket.
I don't.
If we I wanted to show you this and get your opinion on this. So the blanket was found here. There's a road that leads back up. Now I kind of just did a line here, but there, if you follow this road and you just follow this.
Oh, 1 second.
Equate. So
okay,
the cameras, right?
Okay, now we're going to get to the cameras about that night. 1 second. I want to find something. I need to find my notes here. Give me a second, guys. Okay, here we go. We're going to give credit to our friend Sunny. Has Sunny been live lately? It's a criming. Is it CRIMING or CRY? me a second here. It's 1 second, guys. Give me a second. CRIMING. Okay. That's right. CRI. Okay. Why have they all gone silent, Justin? Because they are scared shitless. That's why. Justin be banned for life. For what? Malaya's history just seems like she never contributed anything to society. It lived off boyfriends and government. That's the way Malaya likes it. Malaya wants to be taken care of. Oh, that's right. Sunny is on vacation because I commented on a couple of her videos. Yes.
So where did this vehicle come in? Like freaking, like invisible car come in?
Now, this is over at Brad's house. And if you look closely, you can see the lights.
That took, of course, Jack and Lilly that Daniel's talking about, considering there are cams a lot more going down the other way into the Westville area. Okay. Again, I almost say allegedly. Daniel has a buyer, a friend of his. His name is Chance Lays. We've already talked about him. He's in the doc.
That's, of course, Daniel's BFF because that's his drug dealer, right?
Documents, right? Okay. So people, this isn't about Daniel having a meth lab on his home, but allegedly.
Daniel is a meth lab in his own self.
I got to keep saying allegedly for this because allegedly, right? The friend Adam and Chance Lays were helping during the search, right? Does Daniel buy meth, right? Allegedly, absolutely, from Chance, right?
Yep.
Okay, but does that equate to the children's disappearance? Don't know. But again, Daniel, if you're going to talk about stuff, well, I mean, you're so far past the point of truth is there's no return, to be honest with you. But had you have just kind of been honest about things, but if you got something to hide, you're not going to tell it all, are you? Especially if there is something where the kids got into drugs. But who knows? It could have been something totally different. An argument, did something to the kids. Who knows, right? But the chances of the children being hidden somewhere, okay, just, okay, tap that one out. Chances are that a random stranger wasn't seen on cameras at all in that 5 days that they had for to find any sort of vehicle that maybe was coming in and out of the area or family vehicle, right? Well, what did they come up with? Bunch of shit. Now, go figure that the two people that are talking about hearing the vehicle, no camera footage. So there's nothing to show that. But again, it's just a very small area. And unfortunately, again, the camera's on the home that's right at the kitty corner of the railroad tracks. Those cameras weren't working, so that sucks, right? Because then that could have corroborated the story. Now, did Daniel know that those cameras were out, right?
Daniel's new prison name is Daniela. I'm going to have to make a AI photo of Daniela. What Daniela is going to look like up in the clink.
Your guess is as good as mine. You know, again, Daniel, he just does things and he thinks that I don't even know what. Honestly, it's kind of reminds me of sometimes the perfect storm, where everything that should go right goes wrong, and that there's the evidence isn't there, right, to support. Because to me, it's like if there's no evidence to support a stranger abduction or an abduction from the family, or the fact that the big searches in the woods, what other plausible scenarios really truly are there, right? Usually in cases like this, like I keep talking about, usually the people closest to the family, the parents, stepdad, stepmom, whatever, usually cases like this, it's usually going to wind up, it's because of someone that they know or close to them. So,
like really,
okay. 1 for family involvement. This
Let me find it.
talks 2 for that they're lost in the woods, and but especially Daniel, play her lazy butt never.
but toys, branches,
Yeah.
and so forth.
Let me make this bigger for you. Watch this.
Kids went and played, and this was their fort that they made out of tree branches
Yeah.
and so forth.
Yeah.
Something I find odd is there's no toys there. There's a water bottle, some wood, but
Yeah.
the leaves aren't matted down. The grass isn't matted down. There's nothing to show that this is somewhere that the kids
Daniel, in my opinion, when you go to jail, your ass is going to be matted down. But that's just my opinion.
actually went. Like, you know what I mean? Because, like, if you go
Yeah.
out to that little fort, you're going to be on your butt.
You see the
And
flash?
you're going to be out there playing.
You can see the light moving.
So, where are the toys? Where's the matted grass? Where's the matted
Well,
leaves?
They got a mattress and a freaking washer outside. They got that to play with instead. Why do they need a fort when they got all this other dangerous elements that are on their property? Why would they need a fort to play? Bottom line is I believe that those children did play in that fort. I just believe that they were.
Hey guys, this is an actual picture of Janie when Daniel calls from jail the first time. Oh my God, son, they're doing what to you? What are they doing to you, Danny? Your ass is matted? Oh, darling. Oh, I'm so sorry. You shouldn't have done this to the kids. But this is Janie from her jail cell as well, of course. Oh, someone just donated 500 gems. Look at you, you little gem. Thank you, Happy Farm Girl. Appreciate you very, very much. Good to see you, my dear. And Share Cares, thank you for the floating heart, my dear. Appreciate you very, very much. Good to see you, my dear. That's exactly right. That's exactly right. And Justin is going to inherit the trailer if he's not involved. And then if he's involved, this is Earl's castle. He is going to be the king of Lansdowne, and he's going to live in his castle. Earl's going to own so much. He's going to be a big landlord there. Yeah. Earl's going to be like, sorry. Just what it's going to be.
Basically what you would call latchkey kids, that they just were allowed to go outside and play. And Daniel and Malaya didn't think much about it. Malaya was clearly lying when she was speaking that they were always supervised. They're just trying to...
Earl with, yes, Tucka. Yeah, who's going to take... Yeah, Tucka is going to be... It's going to be Earl and Tucka.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Thanks, Brad. He was saying that he'll get another a better video on the next car that comes by, right? Because this one you could see it, but going by, but
you can see the light
again,
right there.
It's there. You can see it
Right here.
So
Light.
that was his whole point, was that people were kind of going, well, how can you see through the trees? Because the trees are this tall, and da-da-da-da-da. But I mean, clearly, for anyone that's coming in,
saw it, he heard it,
because
and I
this
believe
video is going to get ripped by all the channels, of
I
course,
believe him 1,000%.
which is fine because it's about the truth, right? So for all those skeptical people
not for
trafficking,
listen
so
to this.
that doesn't have really so many leaves anymore. So so again, very grateful for that. Human trafficking, no, it's one of the lowest things out there. Again, it
Nobody trafficked Jack and Lilly in Pictou County, Lansdowne Station, Nova Scotia. Nobody trafficked them.
this is the bottom line of it. More so McNutt sent this posting, right? And this, I'm not even going to put it up because it's so stupid, right? Something about Hayden being drunk and, he was there on Friday night, like just utter bullshit. But she felt like it was worthy of sharing. No, Looney Tune. It's not worthy of sharing. It's worthy of bullshit to go to the bullshit pile, because that's what some of these people come up with. That all of a sudden, out of all of this stuff, let's just put Hayden there drinking, and he was so drunk, and that he said something before the children even went missing, that, about them coming back or something like that.
Okay, let me find this. Okay, watch this.
Because it doesn't make sense. And I feel like sometimes it's like I got to say it like 50 times because I feel like the people in the back row aren't listening. Make that timeline make sense. Well, I spend a lot of...
I don't think it did. I don't think that they did because they were older cars. So I don't think they had GPS data.
Time, and so do others like Charmaine and other channel creators. Daphne.
Let me find it. Okay. That's something completely different. Give me 1 second, guys. Okay. All right. So moving on from that right there, I want to show you this. What time is it? Okay, I got plenty of time. Okay. Okay. Going over more things Daniel said. Daniel has wanted to point a car that is certainly not his in his direction. And he points out what does seem strange to me is that MBM rented a car days after the kids went missing and headed to New Brunswick. Right? What about the vehicle you got stuck up on that logging trail, Daniel? What about that? Is this Earl's car? Does anyone know? Is this Earl's car? Do you think he used Malaya's Pathfinder to retrace his earlier drive? No. I don't think he did. I think by 6 a.m, when Malaya has the kids not going to school that day, I think Jack and Lilly had been placed wherever they were placed. And they was just making sure the inside of the home was taken care of. Earl is Daniel's father. Right. Daniel's little spray bottles, cleaning. If a neighbor said he heard cars all night, I believe him. 1000%. Okay. Let me go to this. And let's talk about it. Little Jack and Lilly. Okay. So Daniel has oh wait, let me show you this. Real quick. So Daniel wouldn't talk about the blanket in the beginning. And then once people started talking about it, he started talking about it. And he did say that they got his DNA, and of course it was for that blanket. And if you look here, Daniel is in a chat room saying forensics on the blanket is a key piece. Are you telling on yourself there, Daniel? Are you telling on yourself there? Had they already got your DNA? Daniel? Now, again, remember, because the story was that Jack and Lilly walked off and they placed this blanket in a tree, Jack and Lilly, high up. They couldn't even reach it, right? But Daniel says, you just heard him a minute ago, I don't know where, the pink blanket was, but it wasn't there whenever I passed by there. It wasn't there whenever the bus passed there. But here he's saying forensics on the blanket is a key piece. Well, Daniel, you know, and I know, the RCMP is very interested in that blanket. And you know, they questioned you about that, and they took your DNA on that as well. Were there ever any footage of the inside of Jane's RV? No, you can see a little bit inside. You can see a little bit of it inside, Darlene, whenever she's walking out of the back, or out of it in her interview. And sadly, the inside is more gutted than the outside. It's bad. Donna, thank you for the goat trophy. That's amazing. Thank you so much, love. Really, really appreciate you. Thank you very, very much for your support, my friend. Really, really do appreciate that, Miss Donna. Good to see you. Very generous of you. Thank you for the goat. Very kind, love. Good to see you. I wouldn't want to see the inside of it, in my opinion. I mean, she doesn't have a bad... I mean, I just think it's awful that the way Justin and Daniel treat their mother. Even if, I don't care for it, that's not the right one. The investigation team from the Northeastern Nova Major Crime Unit has referred this matter to me for support in seeking your consideration for its inclusion to the program, as they believe there are individuals who are privy to information that could result in locating Jack and Lilly Sullivan. I recommend that this case be added to the Reward for Major Unsolved Crimes program for a period of 12 months, at which the status of the file will be reviewed by the Northeast Nova Major Crime Unit. That doesn't sound like Wandered Away to me, does it you? Janie says, Daniel and I were both out searching for Jack and Lilly from morning until dark, while Malaya and her family were in the trailer drinking coffee and eating. It was a fun family reunion. Don Asaurus, thank you so much for the clutch, baby. Appreciate you very, very much. Thank you, my love. Very kind of you. Appreciate you. I don't, and I do feel bad for Janie. I do feel bad for Janie for the raw deal. She has 4 kids, not for the way she's acted with Jack and Lilly. The thing about, like, I do feel the way, like, she's treated, like, I think she should treat herself better as well. You know what I mean? But I also think that she's never given Daniel any sort of responsibility or accountability ever. Yeah, it was sarcasm, but the thing is, where was Justin? Because I thought Janie and Justin were together. But here she says Daniel and I. Shy, thank you so much for the gold coin. Appreciate you, baby. Thank you so very, very much. Good to see you, my friend. Appreciate you, love. Those poor children didn't have a chance. They sure didn't. Patty. Or J.E. Yeah. Patty, thank you so much, love, for the gold coin. Good to see ya. How you doing, Miss Patty? Appreciate you, dear. Thank you, Donna. Thank you so much. I'd like to know about her sister. Who's that? Oh, Janie's sister? It depends on who you talk to, Adele, right? Depends on who you talk to. You know, did he live there for a minute? Did he not? Was he there searching with Janie? Was he not? You know, they can't get their lives together. Right. 1 second. Yeah. Look here, very beginning. Oh, this is a question I had about this. This is Daniel's car that he had junked, but this right here, is that a shop vac? What is that right there? That yellow and black. Is that like a shop vac? And of course you see the fire. The fire. Rod, thank you so much for your silver star, love. Appreciate you very much. Can I zoom in? I think I can. Probably a little bit. I think it's a shop vac, isn't it? I'm pretty sure it is. Daniel scrubbing it all up, aren't you, Daniel? Cleaning it all up. Justin M. out of the pictures is major sus, in my opinion. He is involved because he took pictures of the garbage bag hole, in my opinion, with Danny. Yes, sure did. Shy, thank you so much for the flower, darling. Appreciate you very, very much. And thank you for the floating heart. Appreciate you, love. And thank you for the 2 gems. Appreciate you, love. The 100. How you doing? Thank you so much, darling. Appreciate you. Yes, Daniel's cleaning services, except he doesn't clean himself, right? So there was that as well. Okay. All right. Moving on. Moving on here. Give me a second. Give me a second. I gotta find something. Major crimes will solve it. I have faith. I make one last statement here to address something I haven't. Okay. Now this one is a major trigger for Daniel. Right here. This goes back to Haley, which is one of the only times that Haley annoyed him, right? Haley's Malaya sister. Major crimes will solve it. I have faith. I'll make one last statement here to address something. I have always wanted to ask Haley if I was doing rugs, D-R-U-G-S, in the bathroom. I came out and you said you made your way into investigate. Why no mention of smoke or smell or even rugs for that matter? You said that you made your way in right to investigate. Your simple narrative stunts don't hold weight. Susan, there's some content I wanted to address. I'll add some on human remains dogs, search areas, the properties here, blanket site, pipeline, and areas between the property here. Where was the next one? Okay, let me see here. The correct term is detained. I was never detained. Detained means a probable cause was rendered. meaning a criminal offense. That does not. Detained means they are doing an investigation to see if they have probable cause to arrest you. I've never committed a crime, a criminal offense, or even been accused of a criminal offense in nature. If a criminal offense happens during a missing persons case and it affects or harms the missing person or harms the case as a whole, it pivots to a criminal case. I'm act dumb, Susan, but I'm not always dumb. You are. I'm trying to find the one. People. Okay, that's where he talked about driving. Okay. All right, let me go to this real quick. Find it. Here we go.
And, you know, like, the perspectives are really good from all these people. So it's not just your one or two officers.
No, I mean, I get that, but I cannot get past the recent, and we've talked about it before. We talked about it on the last stream that you were on. I don't know if you touched on it with Sunny in that 9.5 hours. I don't know, but we've talked about how Jordan, how Chance, how now Logan and Janie and all of these people are being affected by some of these harmful false narratives. You know that you've been under that cloud of suspicion since day one and you've accepted that. But these other people who are being dragged into it and smeared, and their lives are literally being ruined, and they're not ruling any of happening or why.
Talk to them about, well, when I go in, I talk to them about, all the people that are affected. They always write everything down, so everything's, brought to the forefront and worked on in the case, and, brought to light, and everything, all the stuff's documented. Like Chance losing his job, that's directly linked to Anita. There's no doubt in my mind that's a direct link. And, everything's, as I said, everything's done in documentation, but it's a lot for them because there's so many moving parts in the construct of it all. There's so many individuals that are affected. They can't keep on top of everything. It's the amount of resources aren't there, right? It's not the FBI or something of that nature where they have a lot of officers and a lot of resources at their disposal to, capitalize on everything, right? We're talking about Nova Scotia here, so I mean, they're very good at their jobs, but it's just like they don't have the manpower and overall resources to just, work on everything at once, unfortunately. That's my perception on that, or my perspective. There's a lot.
Yeah, but I mean, even if we just take Jordan, right? So we've got these accusations and this confrontation recording that Anita put out on My Demand show. And then, not shortly after, but somewhere along the line, Jordan gets arrested. And now Anita is taking credit for that while continuing to add on to the accusations. And I've seen the undertaking, and I've seen a lot of things in.
He has done his, obviously, but I mean, it's not on the level that mine is, obviously, but yeah, he gets her.
1 second.
And I mean, everything's lies. I mean, even all the way down to, she said that, somebody was after her, so she sped to the RCMP detachment. And everything.
People are saying that your vehicle got stuck in the mud, and we have a question here if that's true. Who helped you get your car out of the mud, and why did you squash it?
Listen.
Oh, I squashed the car.
Yeah, you
yeah.
did.
Well, my car got stuck many days in advance. It wasn't like the night before or anything like that.
It's very interesting here. The question is, he's like, they asked, did you squash the car? He's like, oh, I squashed the car. And then he said, my car got stuck many days in advance. It's not like it happened the night before. Daniel. You telling yourself. He completely tells on himself. Hey, Deb, good to see you. It's such a giveaway, Anita. It's such a giveaway. It is such a giveaway. Yeah. It's like, it's kind of like, a kid in a cookie jar. It's like, I've not been in the cookies. It's not like I was just in the cookie jar. Right. Oh, I got stuck in the mud. It's not like it was many days in advance. And it's not like it happened the night before.
You squash it.
Oh, I squashed the car. Yeah, well, my car got stuck many days in advance. It wasn't like the night before or anything like that. And the reason why I squashed it, because first of all, the inspection was up. And when you live in Nova Scotia, your cars rot out super fast. I don't know if you're familiar with that, but yeah, vehicles up for inspection, and it sat in the yard for I don't know how long, months and months and months. I had it crushed just like prior to the handlers for.
Did you hear that? He was going to say the kids. Did you hear that?
Just like prior to the handlers for bringing the cadaver dogs, and they asked me the exact same thing. Why did you have a crush? And I said it was
because you were freaking the hell out, weren't you, Daniel? You were freaking the hell out.
Dogs. And they asked me the exact same thing. Why did you have a crush? And I said it was, starting to rot out. We live in Nova Scotia, and there's no saving it at that point. So I just thought it's just an extra vehicle in the yard. It was already searched.
So, guys, what does it take? What does it take to get an inspection in Canada, in Nova Scotia? Let me see here. Let me look at this. Nova Scotia, Canada, car inspection requirements. Okay, every 2 years, Nova Scotia requires registered passenger vehicles to pass a motor vehicle inspection safety check every 2 years. The braking system, steering and suspension, tires and wheels. So it's just like it is everywhere. Right? But he says because it rotted out. Because it rotted out. Listen.
Out. We live in Nova Scotia. I have a crush. And I said it was, starting to rot out. We live in Nova Scotia, and there's no saving it at that point. So I just thought it's just an extra vehicle in the yard. It was already searched. It was already everything that would need to be done.
But you said it hadn't been searched, Daniel. You said they hadn't searched it. You said you wasn't even sure they searched Malaya's. And we got it every year. It used to be every year here, but now I think you can get it every 2 years. Hey, Lucy, good to see you. Oh, thank you, Miss Joyous. Appreciate you. Very, very, very kind of you. If we all listen to Daniel from the beginning, we would find out what and when he did this. We would find out what and when he did this to Jack and Lily, in my opinion. He sickens me. What do you mean by that, Miss Joyous? Like start from the beginning? Oh, if we would have listened to him in the beginning, like if the RCMP, is that what you mean? He knows. He knows. There's not a doubt in my mind. Not a doubt in my mind. Zilch. Hey, Cindy. Thank you so much, Miss Joyous. It's very kind of you. Appreciate you, Mr. and Mrs. Joyous. Thank you very, very much for that. He sickens me too.
Done with it because it was there for months and months and months.
Months and months and months.
And I just decided, yeah, I'll just, scrap it.
Yeah, I just tend to scrap cars. Just tend to scrap cars whenever, kids go missing. Your dad, meanwhile, your dad has vehicles in his yard that are older than you, Daniel.
At that point.
So, but you can understand just the way the public is, how that does look suspicious. Can you?
Well, investigators didn't find it suspicious, so they never asked a question on it.
1000%. Yes.
Right, but can you?
After it sat there for like, I don't know how long, 4 or 5.5 months, it was.
Yeah.
They had all the time in the world to do whatever they need to do with it.
Did you have prior knowledge that the police were coming back with cadaver dogs? Did you have any information beforehand that was going to happen?
Oh, when they originally brought them here, you mean?
Yeah.
Well, I had no idea what day they were coming. And I just like to...
And again, he just told on himself there. He just said, I scrapped this car before the dog handlers came. They did tell him that they were going to be searching the area and that they were coming to his house, but they wouldn't say when. And again, RCMP should not do that. Don't tell him when you guys are going to show up. That's dumb, in my opinion. It's dumb. Don, hey, good to see you late. Uh-oh, Don gets a late slip. Right. He knew that they were coming. And he says, I scrapped it right before they came. He just told on himself. Right there. Oh, thank you again, Happy Turtle. Appreciate you, love. Thank you so very much, love. You're very kind to me. Appreciate you. Thank you, love. You're right. However, it's pretty suspicious to have his car crushed after the disappearance of Jack and Lily. We lived right on the coast and never had to. Listen, they don't put any more salt on his road than they do my roads of the winter. Yeah, salt's hard on him. It's hard on him. But you just seen his car. You just seen the car that he crushed. Right? Look at this. I mean, I don't see any rust on it. But it was rotted. Yeah. I don't see any rust on it. But that's just me.
Know that day. It's like, oh, yeah, we're taking the cadaver dogs there that day. So I can be ready for the absolute onslaught that I get online. They brought the cadaver dogs there, Daniel. You You know what I mean? You're probably shaking in your pants now. It's like, no, I've been asking for cadaver dogs for how long? And
Daniel, you were not only shaking in your pants, you were shitting your pants. You were so upset that day. I've got the text messages when you told your ex-girlfriend to pick you up. You were literally shitting a brick. And later on that day, in my opinion, you took your frustration out on her, as a matter of fact. Read my mind, Justin. If Daniel says, oh, they probably think I'm shaking, he is. He's just got to say it. He can't help it. He can't help it.
And then they're welcome.
It's been super hot here today, but today it's been raining and thunderstorming on and off all
At
day.
any time to bring them back. Mom said, like, bring the dogs here. Like, you can bring as many officers as you want here to do a search again if you wanted to. And, you know, Mom's always open to that. It's the exact same as I am. They can bring the cadaver dogs back at any time.
Right. And I mean, just hearing it, I already know what's gonna be said tomorrow or later today or whatever about that.
As
So
it should be.
you knew the stir or crushed, I believe is the right word for it.
Well,
So,
there was no
is there
inspection on
anything
it.
that you
Was I supposed to keep it in the yard for like years? Or
Well, why don't you sell it for parts, right? Also, Daniel, another question. You said it was just sitting in the yard. This was not sitting in your yard. This was not sitting in your yard, boo-boo. It was for a day or so. But you just said it was sitting in your yard. No, it was sitting at your dad's. Yeah.
for a year or 8 months or 10 months. It's just, it didn't make sense. I mean, there's already enough vehicles in the yard right now. If there would have been an extra one, there would have been 5. Right?
5.
Because Mom has 3. And then I have 1. And then there wouldn't have been my other one. So there would have been 5 vehicles in the yard. So it didn't make sense. The driveway's not that.
Does DM and Jay still live on the property? Yes. Yes, they do.
Big. And I had no use for the vehicle at that point. You know, it started to rot out and mechanically fail. So I just had to haul it away for scrap.
Okay.
Well, Jack and Lily are not scrap, Daniel. They're not scrap, and they shouldn't have been hauled away.
Daniel, do you remember, and not just the last thing that Jack had said to you, what is the last memory you have of Jack and like interactions with Jack?
When's the last time you looked Jack and Lily in the eyes, Daniel? What did that look like?
What was that like? Like what is your most, I guess, recent, whatever, your last memory of Jack before he went to bed on Thursday, I guess?
The last memory I have is, you know, taking them out of the vehicle, and I usually, you know, would walk the kids down to the house.
You know, there's a story that I've heard that allegedly, and again, I'll just say it is a rumor. I'll just say that Daniel and Malaya scored, got rugs there that day at the Dollarama. Hold on a second. Was the Dollarama one of the last places they went? Let me look at this. Jack and Lilly Sullivan. 1 second. Is that one of the last places they went? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, but I know his last place is on camera, but I'm trying to... It was 1:53 the afternoon scene at the Dollarama. Let me look at this. When did they... Was it harder than you... Mm-hmm. And that's why his track stops there. Well, this is what is a rumor. That they went to the Dollarama. They scored there. That they got some stuff there. That they allegedly, I'm assuming, used there as well. Something. So this is just a rumor we're talking about here. And that by the time that they got home, they were so blitzed out of their mind that Jack and Lilly were asleep in the car, and they left Jack and Lilly, I guess, asleep in the car. And I guess in this rumor, they allegedly went inside, and they woke up sometimes later, and Jack and Lilly were found in the car. I don't know about that. Could it happen? Yes, it could have. But they would have had to have gotten Meadow out of the car. They would have had to gotten Meadow out of the car. Or somebody would have. Deb, thank you so much, baby. Appreciate you very much. Thank you, love. Thank you for the corky. That's so sweet. Appreciate you very much, Miss Deb. Very kind of you, love. Very kind of you. I don't think so either. But because I don't think it was hot enough or cold enough. You know what I mean? Well, that's what Janie says. She was outside working. I still think that, in this, we'll just say rumor, that like they didn't wake up for hours later, or they crashed or something. I think there was just a fight that evening and someone snapped, to be quite honest with you. Why wouldn't they open the door and get out? Why was Jack carried? Well, that's what made me think of it when he talked about this. Listen to this. That's what made me think about that rumor.
I guess recent, whatever.
Listen,
the last
we
memory
said
of Jack before he went to bed on Thursday, I guess.
The last memory I have is, taking them out of the vehicle, and I usually, would walk the kids down to the house.
He says, I would, the last memory I have is, taking them out of the vehicle. them out of the vehicle. THEM. The last memory I have is, taking them out of the vehicle. That's what made me think of this when I heard this. Right. Walking them back to the house. Yeah. So that's his last memory. Now, I wonder if he means taking them out of the vehicle, of course, in the very early hours of the morning. If you get my drift. The last time he seen them was creeping in their room at midnight. I mean, think about this. I mean, like your last memory, again, he's watching me right now, even though he says he doesn't watch, but shouldn't your last memory be them inside the home? Or, you were working on the fence there, Daniel, with your mother, them playing outside. So they didn't eat? Hell no. In the morning too.
With Jack, what was last memory? Not just the last thing that Jack had said to you. What is the last memory you have of Jack and like interactions with Jack? What was that like? Like what is your most, I guess, recent, whatever, your last memory of Jack before he went to bed on Thursday, I guess?
The last memory I have is, taking them out of the vehicle, and
Okay, so the question is, this is interesting. This is very fucking interesting now. It's amazing. I can find stuff. What was your last memory you have of Jack? Like interaction with Jack? ? What was that like? Like, what is your most, I guess, recent, your last memory of Jack before he went to bed on Thursday? Before he went to bed on Thursday. What's your last memory of Jack before he went to bed on Thursday? This is important.
last memory I have is, taking them out of the vehicle, and I usually, would walk the kids down to the house.
Take the kids down. Taking them out of the vehicle. Taking the kids down to the house.
Usually when I grab like the groceries or grab the, stuff we bought at the stores, and I would take them down the house, and that's the last memory I have of Jack. I do believe that I can best recall after a year was just taking them down to the house.
Put a 1 in the chat if you've ever lost a loved one and you remember the very last time you ever spoke to them or talked to them. Put a 1 in the chat. You always remember the last conversation or the last time you've seen them. I have a memory of a goldfish. Can't remember a damn thing, but I can remember the last time I spoke to my mama and my dad.
Well, for Jack anyway.
Hold on.
Under the house. I do believe that I can best recall the stores, and I would grab, like, you know, would walk the kids down to the house.
He went to bed on Thursday, I guess.
The
Or
last
Wednesday.
memory I have is, you know, taking them out of the vehicle, and I usually, you know, would walk the kids down to the house. Usually when I grab, like, the groceries or grab the, you know, stuff we bought at the stores, and I would take them down the house, and that.
Yeah, would normally. What was not normal about this? That's what I would normally do. What was not normal about this time, Daniel? This wasn't normal when you took them out of the car, was it? Wasn't normal.
That's the last memory I have of Jack. I do believe that I can best recall after a year was just taking them down to the house.
Taking
for
them.
Jack anyway.
He says them twice, and then he says, well, as for Jack anyways, even though he says taking them out of the car, and I would take them down to the house. Well, for Jack anyway.
Yeah.
He says Jack.
Thank you. So Daniel, no one seems to know about the 2 t-shirts that were found on the New Glasgow Road, one
Exactly.
pink and one
Everyone
blue, or
knows.
am I losing my mind? So Shy, I do know about the pink one. It was like, from what I could tell, the picture was taken on May 2nd. It had already been, the pink shirt that was found was already sun bleached. It looked to me to be too big for Lily, but I didn't know about the blue one. Do you know anything about these?
Where were they found at? New Glasgow? No, I don't know anything about shirts found in New Glasgow. That's like 25 kilometers from the house.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not 100% sure about that either, Shy.
Exactly. Lansdowne.
So why did you turn the lights on Jack and Lily's room at midnight? Was that common for you, or?
Yeah, I
what
usually did that. I usually did that all the time. And I don't think people should find that.
See, he says, I usually did that all the time, and I don't think people should find that odd. I find it very odd. Particularly that you can't remember between 8 p.m. and midnight, but a little after midnight, you remember turning on the light. Malaya says she wakes up around midnight and you're smoking in the bathroom. And then, not only that, at around 1 a.m., guess what? The neighbors, plural, hear your car fire up, Daniel, and the headlights go out. So yeah, I find it a little odd. A lot odd, actually. Just a ducky. How you doing, baby? Thank you so much for the sun balloon. Appreciate you very much. Sun balloon, appreciate you, love. Check on kids at midnight, but not when they are hungry or going to school. Yeah, right, Daniel. Exactly. Thank you, Just Ducky. Appreciate you, my love. Thank you so much. Very kind of you. Shy, thank you for the 100, my darling. Appreciate you very, very much. Thank you so much. You've been very kind. Very sweeties. Okay, that's
odd checking on kids when they're sleeping. They were young kids. I don't.
You didn't check on them throughout the night. You didn't check on them that morning. You didn't check on them that they were, when they were supposedly sick.
Don't see that as being odd. And it was a little bit after midnight.
Yeah, it was a little after midnight.
Yeah, I used to do that, but I would flip on like the hallway light instead of, because I wouldn't want to wake them up. Do you know what I mean?
I mean, I would probably throw something at someone if they just turn the light on the middle, like flick the light on. What the fuck? Yeah.
Lily and Jack used to sleep really good. Like they never used to wake up there in the middle of the night, not unless they were sick. So I could flip on.
Not unless they were sick. But again, you said Lily had a cough. But then you said I wouldn't have kept them home. I didn't think they were sick.
On the hall light, but it's just as easy to flip the one on in the room for them and then take a quick look and see they were sleeping and then.
For sure, if you're not, if you're not worried that you'd wake the
Yeah, I mean, if these poor kids, they didn't have the nutrition or their immune system, right? Because they weren't being fed good, and just the physical abuse that they went through, and the physical toxic environment that they lived in with the rugs and the rats and everything else in that place. Right, Lori? It's eating her up. It's eating her up, Enoch. She's miserable because of it. And I'm certainly glad. He always says he routinely turned on the children's bedroom's light around midnight to check on them because wouldn't that wake up sleeping children to turn lights on? He said they slept really good, unless they were sick. And that 1 a.m. vehicle movement, I mean, obviously we've seen reports and online discussion about neighbors hearing a vehicle, but my question is why the police did not substantiate. I think they didn't in the beginning, but I will say I think they have now, in my opinion.
the kids up. I mean, it's possible. Like I could see it. So little red Corvette. Didn't read this one all the way through, but does
Little
Daniel know
red
if Malaya
Corvette.
knew Hudson, the female
Thank you,
VHM
Leslie.
mentioned,
Thank you,
was
love.
going to take the kids? Malaya's father knew Hudson woman really well from Shuby Res. Do you know anything about this Hudson?
Yep.
No, I have no idea. I have no idea. Is that a Hudson last name, I'm guessing?
Sounds like it, yeah.
Yeah, I have no idea. I don't know what a VHM is either, unfortunately.
Did Malaya ever have a job during her time with you?
Bullshit.
No, Malaya never worked when she was with me. I think the last time she worked was before Lily was born. I think she was pregnant and she worked at Michael's, like the art and craft store.
Yes. Guys, I just realized it is 8:30. I have another live in an hour from now, and I need to go eat. I didn't eat earlier when I cooked. Sometimes after I cook, I just can't eat. I'm like full after I cook. Does that make sense? So I need to go get something to eat. And I'll be back in an hour. We're going to be covering Nancy Guthrie. Thank you, Miss Joyous. Appreciate you all. I had a dream about Jack and Lily last night, and it just was, they were on my heart all day today. And I just thought we cannot let little Daniel and Malaya think we forgot about them, right? Because we don't forget about Jack and Lily. Even though Daniel and Malaya and them want us to. Not going to happen. Not going to happen anytime soon. So, I know Daniel's like, oh, well, A lot of people stopped talking about it and all that. Daniel, if I have to go over the same interviews 1 billion times, if I'm 99 sitting here in a wheelchair, I'm going to be talking about Jack and Lilly. Ooh, my electric just went off. The Lord's talking. Do you see that? The thunder rolls. You see my electric go out? All right, guys. Love you all. Appreciate you very, very much. He seems to get more cocky with each interview. Well, you know where he's going to get a lot of cocky? In the prison. That's where he's going to get a lot of cocky. And I can't wait for him. Can't wait for Daniel to get a lot of cocky up in the clink. Okay. Appreciate you all. Hey, no banana. Oh, she said it. I was just saying Daniel can get some cocky up in prison. That's all. Anywho, appreciate you all. Thank you so very much. I have it's this I don't even know what it's called. It's like it's like a chicken casserole, but it's like it's kind of like chicken. Well, it is chicken, but and then it's got like it's a very southern. It's got like a biscuit baked on it. You put it in the oven. Daniel's Mr. Yes, his prison name is Daniela. Wear your wig, girl. Wear your wig, Danny. Your light's blinking, tripping me out. I know. I'm praying my electric doesn't go out. Or the next live. All right, guys. Love you all. It's storming. It's been storming. It's not a pot pie, but it's sorta. I'm not a huge fan of pot pies, but I like this. Yeah. I'll send you the recipe. Much love, everyone. Appreciate you. I'll see you guys in an hour talking about Nancy got 370 days. Justice for Jack and Lilly, Daniel and Malaya, Janie, but specifically Daniel and Malaya. Jack and Lilly are out there right now laying where they cannot be remembered. Where some people, the family can't go to them and put flowers on their grave. We can still remember them, and we do. But you know where they're at. Thank you, Delene. Appreciate you, baby. Good to see you. All right, guys. Much love, everyone. See you guys in an hour. Bye-bye.